This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on the brand new racing game, The Crew Motorfest. I know for some of you guys, y'all may not know too much about the game, but I play just about everything that I have, or at least that I can play in the game. And I mean, really, it's like, single player, multiplayer. But the one thing that I will say about this game, all right, and I just want to, just pretty much making a long story short, I like the game, all right? Matter of fact, I had to say this was probably one of the first games that I've played in a while where I can say that I genuinely love, like, sitting down and playing it to the point where I don't even want to wait until I'm streaming. Like, I'm trying to find, like, more ways that I can stream throughout the day now. Like, I didn't start streaming on TikTok just so I can start playing more of this game. That's how good the game is. I was telling somebody about it today, and I was like, man, I wish I would have told them more, because I just felt that there was more to discuss. I mean, from detailing to gameplay to the amount of content that they have in the game. I'm going to explain just about everything that I possibly can explain, but I will tell you that the Crew Motorfest is definitely a game worth buying, all right? So if anybody is wondering, should they go out and buy the Crew Motorfest? Yes. And most likely by the time when this podcast episode comes out on YouTube, people done probably already done bought it. I really don't know what the future holds. I would like to hope and think by the time when this episode does come out, I'm either playing it or maybe there's another game that done caught my eye and I'm playing that. But I still got love in my heart for the Crew Motorfest and things. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk on how the Crew even originated and stuff. So overall, I will be talking on the first 2 Crew games and then comparing those games, and then I think I might do that as a video where I compare Forza Horizon 5 and the Crew Motorfest, because there definitely is some comparisons between those 2 games. But no, overall though, I might even do that too, where I compare the Crew 1, the Crew 2, and the Crew Motorfest, and for those wondering like which one they should buy, because the one thing that I will say is that all 3 games are different. You got where the first Crew was more so focused on the story, and then you got where the second Crew was like, it was kind of like what the Crew Motorfest wanted, but the Crew Motorfest was just a perfect example of what they wanted that game to be in the first place. So yeah, it was definitely something where it's like you could see that they were heading in a different route after they the Crew 1 had came out. Then they started coming out with some DLCs that they didn't want it to just be strictly a story-based game. Now it would have worked out regardless of however they did it, whether it was a story-based game or where they have it now where you get to customize a character. But that's one thing that I do like about games, is that I get to customize a character of my likings rather than, and I don't know, I don't have an issue with playing a game where it's focused on a character, but I just like playing character customization games because it just seems like that there's more to do and stuff. But anyway, or at least it's like there's a long-term, gameplay. And I feel like Ubisoft, they definitely have the right idea when it comes to long-term gameplay, because of, the Division, What else? Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, well, that's more of a multiplayer option, but they still add content to that game so they can, keep people going and things. I still see people playing that game. I think there's even somebody that I'm following on Twitch right now that is playing that game. So, but anyways, but no, overall though, like, yeah, with the Division, I feel like that they had like that idea with the Crew Motorfest, but they just made it into racing, so yeah, that's why I was like, with the Crew Motorfest, it was just, man, it's perfect. And I'm like, that's what I've been wanting for a video game for the longest, where it's a game, and I'm gonna talk on it. But anyways, getting back to like the Crew 1 and 2 and all that stuff, and then I'm gonna lead into the Crew Motorfest. So, but anyways, so yeah, when the Crew 1 had came out, and I remember, I think I had played them on the 360, so it was still the same thing. It wasn't no major difference from like the 360 to the Xbox Ones, but I eventually did play it a little bit on the Xbox One. And, yeah, I mean, like, it's a story-based game, all the major cities of the United States, going around, driving, doing all these different races. And, I mean, it was fun. Like, it's just one of those racing games that you could just sit around and just, explore, like, just see all the different areas, like, their interpretation of what Vegas looks like, of what California looks like, of what Seattle looks like in New York. So, I did like that idea. I was like, I think that was a solid idea, but at the same time, it was like, I know when they had came out with 1 was perfect. That's one thing that I will say about 1 is that it was perfect. It had its like issues where it did get hard, but at the same time, I was like, between 1 and 2, I would rather go back and play 1 all over again. 2, on the other hand, it just seemed like that they just had way too much going on. Like, it was like you couldn't really, like, it wasn't like, so with the Crew Motorfest, I have to say that it's a lot easier to just track down the race that you want to do in the Crew. 2, they didn't have it where it was set up like that. And I'm like, fam, I don't know what race I did. I don't know what race I didn't do. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, fam, there's just way too much going on right now. So, yeah, that's why with, like, the Crew 2, it just, to me, it wasn't as appealing. I was like, I tried to play it. I tried to do as much as I could with it. But at the same time, it was too overwhelming, So maybe I should have just sat down and gave it a chance one day. But, yeah, I was like, it was too overwhelming. Like, they had it where it was just way too confusing on which levels I did complete and which levels I didn't complete, versus with this Crew, the Motorfest, they have like a green check mark to let you know that you completed that race. So you don't have to go back and do it. The Crew 2, on the other hand, I was like, so did I do it or did I didn't do it? I was like, I don't know, bro. And I'm like, if I gotta like write all this stuff down, that's too much writing down. It's like, fam, you gotta have a journal when playing the Crew 2. And I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to have it where it's like that. The one thing that I will say though about the Crew 2 that I wish Motorfest would have, I mean, if they don't add it, I'm not tripping about it, but if they do add it, then I'm like, all right, cool. But I did like the video editing feature where it's like you can do a race, or you could just kind of like drive around and stuff, and then pause the game, and then you can rewind it, and you can make like videos, because I did make some videos from the Crew 2, so that is one thing that I'll say that I did like about it and stuff. But yeah, other than that though, it's like, I can't really say too much about the Crew 2, because I didn't play it like how I played the Crew 1, and I didn't play it like how I'm playing the Crew Motorfest. And then yeah, talking on the Crew Motorfest, it was like, fam, so here's my thing. All right, so before the game had came out, I just knew that I wasn't going to like it. I just knew that I was not going to like this game. I go and I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. I was like, when the trial comes out, I'll give it a try. But other than that, I'm not going to sit down. I think even when they were coming out with like trailers and stuff, I don't even think I reacted to any trailers. Let me check real quick on my main channel, but I don't think I had reacted to any content. Yeah, I only got one video up of the Crew 2, of the Crew, yeah, and it's the Crew 2, and it was using the video editing feature, and that was all the way back in 2019. So yeah, I was like, I wasn't even fooling with the Crew Motorfest. I was like, you know what? After 2, I'm like, that's a game where I'm like, I'm not gonna invest any money into it and stuff. I'm like, nope. I was like, they had a chance with 2, and it just seemed like that they made that game way too overwhelming, and I'm like, I'm not trying to go through that same issue with the Crew Motorfest. And then on top of that, I had issues with the Division 2. So yeah, the Division 2 on PC, for some reason it would crash. I'll be halfway through a mission, I'll be halfway through running through the streets, I would be halfway doing something in that game, and for some reason they just have it where that game would crash. And I was like, I don't know why you guys still have this game like in, you know, rotation. It's just, fam, like, work on something else or release something else if this game is broken. But yeah, it was just something where I was like, Ubisoft, there was a few games I played of theirs that I did not like, and I was like, you know what, no, with Ubisoft, I'm done with them. I'm like, I'm not going to continuously keep playing their games. They're not going to be listening to the fans, all right? So I had like this built up, you know, issue with Ubisoft, and then when Motorfest had came out, I was like, okay, I'll play it. So download the trial. Was already going into the trial like, okay, I know I'm not going to like this game. I'm most likely only going to play for a little bit. Then after that, done. I ended up playing the whole trial. They had it where it was available for 5 hours. I played the whole trial. And then it was like, I think it was the same day, or it was either the same day or night before. I remember I went up to GameStop's. I was trying to get the game there, like digitally and stuff. But then it was like the computers was messing up, so I was like, all right, you know what, it's chill. I'll just go home and buy it and stuff from their website, because I was trying to use my GameStop's card because I had money on there. You know, I'm trying to save and stuff, right? So anyways, I go ahead and come home, buy the game off of GameStop's. Game's not what? No. So actually, the trial didn't even end yet. All right. So I was like, no, I like this game. Before the trial ends, I'm gonna go out and buy it. So yeah, that's when I went, bought the game. Trial. I think I had like maybe like 40 minutes left in the trial and stuff. So anyways, I buy the game from the GameStop's website. They didn't send me the code. They took my money, but they didn't send me the code. So now I'm flipping out, because I'm like, hey, yo, if I got to go off up in this GameStop's tomorrow and act out, I'm like, that's what's going to be the only thing that happens. Because I'm like, fam, how is it that you guys are going to take $77 from me? And by the way, the Crew Motorfest, it's the price of a brand new video, or like, yeah, of the next gen game. So like $69.99. I'm like, how is it that you guys are going to take $69.99 plus tax from my GameStop's account and from my own personal bank account, and you're not going to give me a product back? Nah, we ain't going out like that. So I already had it made up in my head that I was going to go up to that GameStop's and be like, either I'm refunded my money, and then you call up another GameStop's and you hold the game for me. I will take my traveling self and go up to that GameStop's and get the game. But one thing we are not going to do is that we're not going to take my $77, keep the game, and not give me nothing. No, it's either my money or the game. Only two options. I ain't hearing nothing else, all right? So anyways, I'm like, to whatever GameStop's employee would have had to deal with that, hey, so be it. But I'm like, I ain't going out like that. So I contacted the GameStop's account on Twitter, and I just, more so to see like what would happen and things. So anyways, I contacted them, told them what was happening. I didn't get no response. So I was streaming, already upset and stuff, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go up to this GameStop's and act out, and I'm probably gonna get banned or something, because I'm like, that's crazy. How's it that y'all gonna take my money and stuff and then not? And I'm like, no, I ain't going out like that. And so anyways, I messaged the GameStop's account. I waited until that next morning. I'm pumped up. I'm like, I'm getting ready, because I'm like, okay, let me do all the things. I think I had upload the videos that I need to upload for the day. So I made sure of it that I had nothing but time. I made sure of it. So anyways, but luckily, thank God, the GameStop's account, they contacted me back. They probably sensed that I was going to go up there and start acting wild, because they're like, nah, we got to respond to this message and stuff. Let's see what happens. And so, anyways, but yeah, overall, though, they had figured it all out. They sent me the code, the confirmation code, so I went ahead, downloaded the game, and I've been playing Motorfest ever since. So here's the thing, I was gonna play the one game that I actually was hyped for, and I'm trying to think, I think I did react to some content of that, Payday 3, let me see real quick. Yeah, I reacted to a trailer of it back in June, and I was like, and I think I even said in that video, yeah, I said in the description, I was like, can't wait for this game to release, and so I was hyped up for that game, right? I go and download the game last night, because I knew I was going to play it today, so I download the game last night. go in, because it was like, so it was a pre-download, right? So a pre-download is like you download the game and then as soon as the game's available, you just start it up, right? That's usually what that means when you pre-download a game. Tell me why I go and start the game up, I had to re-download the game all over again. I don't even understand what that means when you download a game and then you gotta download the same game all over again. But that was already this first and second strike, because I was like, nope, I'm not giving video games any, cutting them any slack. Oh, just because I've been a fan of it for all these years. No, I'm like, this game got one last thing to do to upset me, and I'm done. I'm not going to be sitting there playing it. I go and download the game. Game's finished downloading this stuff. They talking about I got to create an account just to play it. So at that point, I said, nope, you cut all the way to your third strike on doing that dumb stuff. And I was like, no. I was hyped for this game, Payday 3, more than the Crew Motorfest. And it's the other way around. I love playing the Crew Motorfest, and I don't ever care for playing Payday 3. Because my thing is this, the videos that I've seen of people playing, like when I see somebody playing the Crew Motorfest on TikTok or something, I watch their video. Payday 3, I didn't even care for it. I wasn't even going out of my way to watch any Payday 3 videos, and there was people that was already playing it and stuff. And then the Crew Motorfest, yeah, it was like I went and looked up to just see who was like posting videos of it on TikTok, and I've been watching, bro. I'm telling you, I had started streaming on TikTok. TikTok got this whole PC app where you can stream. It's just like OBS for my streaming friends out there. It's just like Streamlabs and OBS Studios. They got an app on there. I downloaded that app just so I can stream, of course, stream on TikTok, but to also play more of the Crew Motorfest. I'm telling you, it's crazy to me how much I like this game. And I'm like, fam, I didn't think I was going to. And then the dope thing about it, and I'm like, I'm telling you, more developers and companies need to take notes. The one thing that I had to say that I really like, besides like the details, the graphics, the freaking the racing, the environment, everything about the game, there's one thing that I really have to say that I do appreciate, and I'm like, Ubisoft is on my good side now. The one thing that I appreciate from that game is that they have it where you can transfer over your cars from the Crew 2 over to the Crew Motorfest. Now, I did play a little bit of the Crew 2 where I was able to get cars and all these other... Did I say weapons? I feel like I said weapons. If I said weapons, I meant to say cars. But yeah, you can transfer over your cars from the Crew over to the Crew Motorfest. So there's all these cars that I didn't even need to buy. I was able to get those cars just for free and stuff. And I'm like, nah, man. And it's crazy to think like they do that, but NBA 2K, they can't do that with your My Team players or with your My Career character. Because I'm like, fam, I could have saved. My thing is this. I have yet to put any money into this game, right? And they got it where in the Crew Motorfest, 600 cars. It's this island in Hawaii. So, and I don't even know if they might even, because what I'm thinking is that they might do some stuff like how they did in the Division 2, where they have like, they add on more like map areas and stuff. I'm telling you right now, I'm actually happy to see, where the Crew Motorfest is going to be heading to, because I would like to hope and think that Ubisoft is not on some stuff where it's like, oh, well, the game is successful, now let's start doing some dumb stuff to it. Because if that's the case, then I'm like, look, bruh, no, you guys just leave it where it's at. Don't do no extra stuff that don't need to be done. Like, don't be doing no things where it's all like, oh, well, let's figure out a way to scam the fans now. No, all that's just going to do is make me go and take back everything. And my thing is this. I feel like that if they do some stuff to this game that's going to make me not like it, I feel like I'm going to be overly critical of Ubisoft in their games in the future. And I don't want to do that. I really don't. I'm like, fam, if you guys need to sit down and listen to the fans on what they want, do that. But do not do no stuff on your guys is like, oh, well, let's see if this... No. Ask the fans about it and then see, but don't do no stuff that nobody ain't asking for, because all that's just gonna do is just upset people. So, but anyways, but overall, to answer that question, is the game worth buying? Yes, 100%. I recommend it. I am going to work on a video talking on Forza Horizon 5 versus the Crew Motorfest. And I guess, like, to just really talk on it, you know, like, shortly right now, I probably am going to say the Crew Motorfest. Because the thing is, like, when I played Forza Horizon 5, it was, like, it's fun, don't get me wrong. But, and I would have to say, like, you know, between, like, you know, what Microsoft, what they've done with their games, and then with the Crew Motorfest, I was like, yeah, Forza Horizon 5, I paid money for that game to get, like, the special edition and stuff. Although I could have just played that entire game for, free and things, but yeah, I had paid money to well, I think there was like the DLCs and stuff, so that's what I mainly paid for. But they don't have like no season pass stuff, and I think Ubisoft, I think I did see somewhere that they had a pass. I don't know, I have to check and see, but yeah, it's like, you know, you would think because, like, okay, he's said nothing but good things about Forza, you know, and then he plays the Crew Motorfest, and it's like, he's probably ain't gonna like that. And I'm like, man, it's actually the other way around. I like the Crew Motorfest, man. And it's like, it's no beef or drama with Forza Horizon 5. I just like the Crew. It's a little bit more newer, you know, so, and it's visually, it's a little bit more appealing and all that stuff, so. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. And make sure you use my SeatGeek, Rogue Energy, Poggers, and Fatal Grips promo code TMossBoss. It will give you discounted prices on those websites. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.